everyone, Yasmin here. Congratulations, it's day 54. Can you believe it? We're halfway through. So today's practice is going to be divided into 3 segments. So you can do it all in one shot if you'd like, or you can come back and do it in different parts. So I'm going to show you a very simple morning sequence that doesn't require a lot of preparation. It doesn't require a lot of energy. It can be done by anyone, and it's pretty much how I start my practice every morning. Because my practice is early and I'm not usually ready to jump into Surya Namaskar. So we're going to do a short flow followed by some breathing and finish up with a meditation. So the first part of the practice is lying on the ground. So I like to have a blanket on the ground, and I like to wear layers if it's very early in the morning because it can be cold. So you'll start on your back like so. And we're just going to begin by moving the feet forwards and backwards like this for approximately 30 seconds. So the rest of your body is completely relaxed, and my head is moving because of the momentum carried up through my body from my feet moving forwards and backwards. And this is an amazing cranial sacral release, so it's very good for the lower back, the neck, and it just basically loosens up. So we'll do about another 10-15 seconds here. And you just can close your eyes. And my feet are just pointing and flexing, and I try to make it even. And then we'll slowly pause, take a deep breath in and out. And we'll stretch through the body. So I'm going to stretch diagonally from my left hand to my right foot. Just a little extra stretch in that direction diagonally, and then the opposite, right hand, left foot. Stretching. And then I'll slowly begin to bring my knee into my chest as I exhale, pulling the knee with the hands towards the chest, then inhaling. And then other side. So this is the Pawan Muktasan series, the wind releasing series. And it's really nice to start the day like this. It's also a good way to end the day. You can also lift your head towards your knee if you'd like, or you can keep your head on the floor. So I usually do about 3 on each side. Breathing in and out. And then arms by the side. Bring both knees into the chest. Lowering the head, rocking gently. And we'll do little circles with the sacrum. So we're doing little circles around the sacrum. Hands holding the knees, like so. And the other direction, massaging the back against the ground. And returning to center. I'll stretch my hamstring up, and sometimes I'll use a belt, sometimes I won't. So I might bend and then extend, inhale, exhale. So we are at midday right now, so I'm a bit warmed up. But normally this would be quite the stretch if I'm cold first thing in the morning, and then I'll rotate my ankle. This feels really good. Maybe 3 to 5 times one direction, and then 3 to 5 times the other direction. And then release. And the other side. And first we'll bend and extend. Again, you could use a belt if you'd like. And then slow rotation of the ankle, crack, crack, crack. And so again, a few times one way, a few times the other way. And then I do some shaking, because the whole idea of my morning practice is to wake up the body, create circulation, warm up the muscles, shake, 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 and then I might do the same thing with my arms. Shake. And then release. Pull the knees into the chest, take the arms out to the side, and then we're going to gently twist to one side to the other. So exhale into the twist, and inhale one leg at a time to center, and exhale one leg at a time to the other way. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. So this time when we come back to the right, we'll twist and we'll hold it. You can look out to the left. Couple deep breaths. And then to recenter, and we'll do the other side. Twist. So this is all in the warm-up phase. In fact, this entire morning practice is designed as a little warm-up for the breathing and meditation. But of course, can also be a standalone practice. So we'll roll to the right and come up to sitting. Sometimes I might roll backwards and forwards, so if you feel up for that, you're welcome to do that. And then I'm gonna sit cross-legged. And of course, you can sit yourself up on blankets so it's a bit more comfortable on the hips. So I usually start with the right leg in front, and if you can see, my shins are parallel. And then I'll walk my fingertips forward, stretching the lower back, lengthening through. And I'm just trying to open up the back of my hips. Deep breathing. So I try to keep my spine long and not round too much. Really want to open up, and I might even sway side to side to help myself get into it. And then I'll slowly walk the hands back. And then I'm going to start to do slow circles with my torso. So coming forward, and I'm doing clockwise. So I'm going back and then forward. So I might do 3 like this, and then I might do 3 with allowing my head to stretch back, supported by my shoulders. And then as I come back to the center, I'm going to twist again, and I'm going to hold it. So I like all these twists in the morning because they help to warm up the digestive organs, helps prepare you for the day, helps wake up the circulation in the vital organs, helps you go to the bathroom. So use your breath as a guide. Inhale to grow tall and exhale to twist. And then coming back to center, just loosen up the shoulders. And we're gonna twist, we're gonna switch the feet. Inhaling, growing tall, and exhale, we'll gently walk the hands forward. Again, those shins are parallel to the top of the mat. And you can sway side to side. And ease your way into every pose, breath by breath. The inhale creates length, and exhale, you can release a little deeper into the stretch. And as I said, I'm already quite warm, so I'm able to go a bit deeper, but in the morning, I'm nowhere close to here. And then you can slowly walk your hands back to center. And now we're gonna go counterclockwise. So we're gonna go the opposite direction. So head stable, 3 circles. And then we'll go the same direction, but we're gonna let the head go back. And then coming back up, and then twist left. And again, easing into the twist, one breath at a time. And returning to center, loosen up the shoulders, and then we're going to just gently side bend, like so. So I'm exhaling to the side, inhaling to center, and I'm using my hand to kind of push off. That's it. And then as I push back to the side, I'm going to come up onto my hands and knees, like so. And I'm going to start with the world's easiest push-up. So by that I mean I keep my arms straight, my shoulders approximately in line with my wrists, and I'm going to gently just sink my chest, like so, bringing my shoulder blades together. Then inhaling, rounding into the upper back. It's not a full cat-cow. It's just a release and up. So I'm just releasing the shoulder blades and the upper back. As I said, it's like the world's easiest push-up. 1, 2. Now let's just do one more. Good. And then stay here, and we're going to gently reach the hips back. So then you're going to start to arch your back. Your belly button reaches down. And then you're going to look up. So it starts in the upper back. The shoulder blades are pinched together. And then we're going to round the back now, stretching the shoulder blades apart. Tailbone tucks under, belly button lifts. And then stretch your sitting bones back, reach the heart forward, shoulder blades come together, and look up and down. And then rounding your back once more. And this time we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and stretch back into downward facing dog. And I like to do this little sequence. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the knees down. Inhale, arch the back, look forwards and up. And exhale, stretch back into downward dog. If your heels don't touch, don't worry. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, sit back. And last one. And then from here, I'm going to walk my hands back towards my feet. And I'm going to bend my knees and do like a ragdoll uttanasana over the front legs, the front of the legs. And then we'll slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Knees stay bent. Coming up to standing. So now that you're standing, we are going to massage the feet with a tennis ball. You could use a massage ball or a lacrosse ball. I mean, who has one of those? But tennis ball works great. And actually, before we do that, we're going to just test out why this is helpful. So you can try a forward bend and see how far you go, see how it feels as you fold forward. And just take note of the restriction in the hamstrings or whatnot. And you could also do this as you roll up the back or before you do. And now we're going to release the connective tissue. So we're going to massage the foot with the tennis ball, going backwards and forwards like so. And you can go into any part of the foot that feels a little bit tender or stiff, like so. And then release, and we'll do the other side. So backwards and forwards. And then release. And then you can fold forward and feel the difference. So even though I'm warmed up, this actually does feel like a nice release down the back of my legs. My feet feel more relaxed. And this is how you instantly increase your flexibility. So from here, I'm going to stretch out into a downward dog and just walk out my legs. And I'm going to come forward into plank and lower down onto my abdomen. Slide the elbows forward so they're in line with the shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. Draw the chest forward, shoulders back. Nice posture for the front of the body. Try to lift the lower abdomen off the ground as much as possible, or just to lift it away from the ground so that you're not crushing the lower back. And then we'll slowly release. Hands beside your chest. Lift the chest and maybe the hands. You can lift your feet and legs away, lengthening from the crown of the head to the toes. This is difficult, I know. Another 2 breaths. Chin is tucked in a little bit, so you're looking down at your mat. And place the hands down, and you can stretch back either into a child's pose or right into downward dog. Let's do a couple deep breaths. And this time we'll walk the feet up towards the hands. Hands on the shins, inhale, lift heart, and exhale, fold. Press down to the feet, inhale, coming all the way up. Stretch tall, and exhale. Step out to the side, so your feet are nice and wide, and you're gonna just gently twist from side to side. This is one of my favorite mini exercises. You can now pivot, lift the heel. If the blanket's bothering you, can move it out of the way. We will use it again in a moment though. And then release. You can come to the top of your mat. So I'm going to just do a very simple sun salutation flow again, just to loosen up the body. And the nice thing about sun salutations is it really changes your energy. It uplifts your mood. So we're going to do just a simple hatha. Inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward. If you have blocks, I would recommend that you use them, especially at the beginning of the day. Inhale, exhale, step your left knee back, lift your chest. Exhale, hands on the ground, step back, and slowly lower knees, chest, chin. Let's do a little cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, left foot forward, looking up. And exhale, feet together at the top of your mat and fold forward. If this is fast for you, just go at your own pace. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Let's do the other side. Inhale. So we're just going to do a very simple sun salutation flow. Inhale, lift the heart. This time step your right foot back, lower the knee to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe you can lift your right arm up. And then exhale, hand down, step back, and lower knees, chest, chin. Lift the heart, and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels, exhale, lower the knees, and followed by stepping the right foot forward. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, hand down. Step forward and fold. Press through the legs, inhale, coming up. Sometimes I don't do sun salutations in the morning. Inhale, raise the arms, and exhale. So this time we're going to do a slightly different one. Lift the heart. You can walk your feet back all the way into plank. And we're going to stay here for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, just lower the hips, coming into an upward dog on their toes. If you want to lower your knees to the floor, you totally can. So lowering your knees to the floor will look like this. Point your toes. If with your toes are tucked under, you can gently sway. This might be a little bit of a big back bend at the beginning of the day, so go by how you feel. Exhale, you can transition through child's pose or right into downward dog. Couple deep breaths. And then inhale, slowly walk the feet forward. Lift the chest and exhale, fold. Now, of course, it's impossible to do all the postures in one small practice. So you kind of pick and choose. So one day I might do this, and the next day I might do something else, so that I have a variety, but not necessarily just within the same practice. So we will move the blanket out of the side, and we'll just do a couple of standing postures to finish up. So separating your feet nice and wide. Let's turn the right foot out to the side, and we'll come into triangle pose, so growing tall through the torso. Exhale, side bend. Bring your hand to your shin. And as you inhale, stretch your left arm up, or you can keep your hand on your hip, and you can either look up, or you can look out to the side, or you can look down at your foot. I think triangle pose, Uddita Trikonasana, is perhaps my favorite posture of all time. Although I do say that about a couple of them, but this is in the top 3. I like the openness, the extension. And then bending your knees slightly, you're gonna push up, coming up, turn your feet, come up to the other side, so stretch. Stretch tall. So whatever you did on the first side, whether it was the hand on the hip or the hand stretching up, do the same thing here. Same thing with where your eyes are looking. And then pressing down through the feet, slowly come up. And you can step or hop your feet together. I'm going to hop the feet apart once again, but this time a bit wider, and come into warrior 2. So the arms are stretched out, hands in line with the shoulders, and feel as though you're lifting from the underside, activating the tricep, so that the trapezius, the muscle down the back of the neck into between the shoulder blades, is not holding up the shoulders. Exhale, we're going to gently bring the hands to the floor and lift the back heel. And you're going to take your block, if you have one, and place your left hand on the block, your right hand on your knee, and gently twist. So this is revolved side angle pose. You can extend your right arm up if you'd like. And if you know another variation, like bringing your hands into the prayer position and twisting, you can do that. And then release. We're slowly going to come up. We're going to bring the block with us because we will need it for the other side. We're going to just place it, but we're going to start in that warrior 2. So extending through the crown of the head and the tailbone in alignment, pelvis even. Extend through the inner left groin, and the knee should be right over the heel. Arms extend out to the side. Shoulders relax, triceps engage. Breathing with sound if you can, Ujjayi breath. And then slowly we'll cartwheel the hands down. We're going to bring the right hand to the block. You're going to lift the back heel, coming into the revolved twist or the revolved side angle pose, using the variation you did on the other side. So here they are again. Left arm up, hands in prayer twist. Looking down, coming back up. And then hop your feet together. Turn to the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Open your feet nice and wide. About as wide as your mat, and come into a squat So the squat will look like this if you can see me here. To the side. So my heels are on the ground. Yours may not get there. That's okay. You could be like this. Open up the chest. On the days that you're feeling up to it, you can practice the crow, leaning your weight into your hands and lifting one toe at a time off the ground, maybe both feet, maybe squeezing the knees into the arms, coming into arms almost straight for crow. On the days you don't feel, just stay here in Malasana, amazing pose. And then gently sit down and bring your feet together, knees apart. Baddha Konasana, you can sit up on something. And then when you're ready, keeping your spine long, exhale, fold into Baddha Konasana. And then inhaling, slowly come up. Bring the knees together. Lean back and let's lift the feet for a mini boat. I'm going to face this way because from here we're going to lower down onto the mat. So you can do any variation of boat pose that you feel like, depending on the day. You can go into low boat. I call it canoe. And then slowly release all the way to the ground. So we're coming to the end of our asana practice here. I'm going to do a couple back bends. You can do back bend with a block underneath your hips. I'm going to just gently start by guiding you to lift up the hips one vertebrae at a time off the ground. And you can come down, so you just hold it, just opening up the posture. This time coming into it, maybe interlacing the fingers. And if you're super into it, you can do another variation of this back bend. This is Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. So stay as long as you like. And then I'm going to slide the block underneath the hips. If you don't have a block, you can roll up a blanket or use a pile of books. But I think a block is a pretty good investment if you have a home practice. So you're welcome to stay here, or you can do an inversion with your feet up, your block pinned underneath your hips by arching your back slightly, lifting your chest. For a supported inversion. If you want to do a different inversion like shoulder stand, you can. I'm not going to guide that through today. And bend the knees, coming down 1 foot at a time. Lifting the hips, removing the block, and effortlessly coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring your knees into your chest, rock gently. You could go into Shavasana here, pushing things out of the way and lying down. Shavasana is important, especially if you're going to do a standalone practice. So you can stay here as long as you like. And if you are transitioning into your breathing and meditation practice, then you would bend your knees and you would not stay here too long. You would roll over to the right side and come up to sitting to prepare for breathing. So for our breath work practice, I like to have a blanket underneath me. You can also do this sitting in a chair, but if you're going to stay on the ground, then you're going to stretch out the blanket like so you have some padding. And then my favorite position is in Virasana. So Virasana, I'm going to use blocks, 1 or 2 or like this. They have different heights, so you can choose. I'll show you what it would look like. So I'm going to just do 2 like so. So feet, it goes beneath your sitting bones. Your shins are parallel and your feet, if I turn this way so you can see, are pointing straight back, like so. So you're gonna sit comfortably. It shouldn't feel like too much strain because this is a practice that's about 10 to 15 minutes, so you don't wanna be uncomfortable. And you'll sit tall, close your eyes. Just take a moment to settle. So for breath work, I might put on a sweater or socks because I'm going to be sitting for a while and I want to be comfortable. We're going to do Bhramari breathing and alternate nostril breathing. So Bhramari breath is the breath with sound. I think we've done it before. It's amazing. These are two fantastic breathing exercises that everyone needs to know. So to begin, we're going to block the ears with your thumbs and bring your fingertips to the crown of your head like this. In fact, you can just place them anywhere you'd like. This will be the first set. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to exhale with a sound. So we'll do it 5 times in your own pace. I'm going to take out my earpiece so I can do this properly. And then release. Observe any changes in how you're feeling and the sensations in the head. In your level of calm or focus. The next one, you're going to block your ears and place pinky fingers on the corners of your lips, ring fingers on the corners of your nose, but don't block your nose. Ring fingers, middle fingers on your eyelids and index fingers on your temples, thumbs in your ears. So another 5. And release, same thing. Breathe. Observe.
So next we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. So I've taught it you switching the hands to alternate the arms. You can welcome to do that. Or if you're ready to try just using the right hand, which is traditional, you'll block the right nostril with the right thumb, and you'll open and close the left nostril with your ring finger. Your other two fingers can rest just here on your forehead, and your other hand, your left hand, will hold gun mudra like so, thumb and index finger together, and the other fingers extended. Sitting up tall, breathe out through the left side, breathe in. Hold the breath momentarily, and we'll switch, breathe out through the right side. Breathing in the right side. Block the nose and slowly breathe out the left side. Breathing in the left side. Block the nose and breathe out the right. Stay here, breathe in. Block the nose and breathe out the left side. Continue on your own. Breathe in through one side and only switch when you breathe out. Stay here to breathe in and switch nostrils to breathe out. You're going to full capacity, fully exhale, fully inhale. If you'd like to count the length of the in-breath and the out-breath, you can. You could do, for example, 6 counts to inhale, 8 counts to exhale, or 8 and 8. You don't have to either. You can just breathe. There are many therapeutic benefits to this breathing exercise. One being that it helps to balance the nervous system. It helps to balance the activity in the right brain hemisphere and the left brain hemisphere. It's also calming, improves focus. If the right arm or right shoulder is fatiguing, this is when you could switch your hands to open and close the nostrils. Let's do one more round. We're going to end the next time you exhale on the right side. And releasing the hands. Relaxing the body. Just observing any changes to the quality of your breath, to your overall feeling. Let's get into our meditation. Set yourself up comfortably, maybe with your lower back supported and something under your knees. Sit up tall, close your eyes. You can turn your palms to face up and you can take a mudra of your choice. So that could be thumb and index finger together. You can also place your right hand on top of your left with your thumbs touching, however you're comfortable. Close your eyes and sit comfortably. And start to take some deep breaths. In our meditation today, we're going to invoke the power of the violet flame. The violet flame is the flame of discernment. So you can imagine it as a small flame, like the flame on the wick of a candle, violet in color. You can imagine this flame in front of you. Relax your body. The only effort is to keep your spine tall. Take long, slow breaths. The violet flame is the flame of discernment, which means you can offer anything and everything to the flame and ask that the power of the flame help you separate things that are worthy of keeping and things that we must let go of. It helps us let go. So easily you can add things to the flame, like your worries. Any thoughts that come up can be just released into the flame, allowing them to dissolve into the flame. As you settle into your meditation, gently release any thoughts, any concerns, any physical discomforts into the flame, and you'll notice and feel like the flame is starting to get bigger. The violet flame will do its work. You have nothing to focus on other than releasing, letting go, relaxing. You can sit back, relax, and know that the violet flame is doing its work. Let go, relax. Allow your belly to become softer. Slowly and gently, neutral feelings and thoughts, or even pleasant ones, may come up. And you can release those too into the power of the violet flame. Eventually, you can offer yourself to the flame. At some point, the flame becomes like a bonfire. And if you're brave enough and you're ready to let go fully, imagine that you're stepping into it and sitting in the center of the fire. This fire will not burn you. It has the power to improve circulation and cool inflammation. So it is at once warming and cooling. It balances. You can invite the flame into your body. It is particularly powerful in the digestive system, fortifying our ability to separate nourishment from waste. It strengthens the heart, clears the lungs, improves circulation, and releases tension. Sit in neutrality and allow the process to happen naturally without your effort. Remember, if you find yourself being distracted by a thought, a feeling, or a sensation, invite the violet flame into this area, into this space, and or allow the thought to be dissolved by the flame. Slowly and gradually start to take a few deep, conscious breaths. We'll complete our practice with 3 homes. Rubbing your hands together. Gently place your palms over your eyes and take another deep breath. And then stretch your arms overhead, extend through your fingertips, and let your arms come down to the side, creating a force field of energy around you. Inhale once again, and exhale, expand outwards. Thank you for joining me in practice. Have a beautiful day or evening.